Some analysis now with Daoud Kuttab, a Middle East analyst, speaking to us from Amman in Jordan. Daoud, always good to have you on this news hour. Thanks again for your time. Now, these raids on Al-Aqsa happen every year during Ramadan. It's almost something that's expected. So why have these latest clashes resulted in what appears to be more intense strikes, like what we saw coming from Lebanon? How much of this is happening because of Israel's right-wing government?
Well, as you said, everything was expected. Everybody knew that this was going to happen because of the overlap between the Passover and Ramadan and Easter. And Jordan's king and the Egyptians and the Americans all met in Aqaba and Sharm el-Sheikh to try to get the Israelis to understand that they should not escalate the situation. But the Israelis did the exact opposite. They escalated the situation. Even Haaretz wrote today that the settlers, the radicals, brought the fire and brought the gasoline, and the security lit the fire. So yes, we have had this problem every year. People this year expected the things. The radicals were announcing that they wanted to bring a lamb and sacrifice it on the mosque, and they were giving rewards. And the Minister of Security, which was asked on television if he would denounce these things, he refused. And so everybody knew that the Israelis were planning to do radical things on the third holiest mosque in Islam, which has been run by Muslims for 15 centuries. I mean, we have had many, many centuries in which the Muslims have been managing this holy site, and the Israelis now want to change the status quo. So yes, Gaza, Lebanon, Jericho, this is a reaction that Palestinians have to show that Jerusalem and Al-Aqsa Mosque is central to the Arabs and to Muslims and to the world.
Daoud, Israel itself, though, has been dealing with these growing demonstrations over judicial reforms. Have these strikes on Gaza been somewhat of a distraction from the civil unrest that's taking place in Israel right now?
It is an argument that some are saying that this is a distraction. Palestinians respond like anybody, you beat us, we will respond, A rapist who scratches a rapist is a victim of a rape is scratching its rapist. Palestinians are being killed daily, they're being arrested daily, they're being brutalized, and their mosques are being attacked. They're trying to defend their religious places and their life and their future. So yeah, the problem could be a distraction, but this is an Israeli problem because the demonstrations in Israel are not about Palestine. It's about Israeli Jewish democracy, not about general democracy for all the people under Israeli control.
Daoud, at the same time that all of this has been happening over the last 24 hours, we've heard calls for calm, call for talks from the West, while many in the Arab world are showing solidarity with Palestinians and their cause. However, does this ever really make a difference, hearing these calls for talks, for calm? Because at the end of the day, it just seems that Israel does what it wants.
This is the problem. As I said earlier, everybody knew what was going to happen. Everybody sent the warnings to the Israelis, and they refused to accept the warnings. The Americans and Jordan and Egypt sponsored the meetings in Aqaba and Sharm el-Sheikh, and they promised that they hold Israel accountable, and they promised that Israel will carry out its promises. Israel did not carry out its promises, and this is what we are seeing. Yeah, I mean, there are protests and there are statements, but it's not enough. We need action. We need to give protection to the Palestinian people, and the genuine, serious honoring the status quo that has been going around since 708. That has not been changed, and Muslims have controlled the Al-Aqsa Mosque. The Hashemites are the custodians of the holy places in Jerusalem, and it's time for us to respect these things.
Respect, indeed, the key word. Yeah, Daoud Kuttab, live to us there from Jordan's capital. Thank you, as always, for your analysis.